You're having a great day. Beautiful day out here. Beautiful day out here. Hope you're having a great day. Thought I'd hop on live right quick. Let me clean this lens right quick. Seemed like the lens was kind of messed up. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Hope you're having a great day. Just want to talk to y'all guys for a few minutes about Easter. You know, a lot of people, ever since you was young, you go to church, or a Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, Methodist, different denominations, believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We celebrate the day that Jesus rose from the grave, rose from the dead, and saved us from our sins. People, people celebrate it. It's a tradition. A tradition we've done, all our lives. And, a lot of traditionalists, a lot of people that have been to church all their life, they say, what's wrong with it? It's a tradition. It's something that we commemorate Jesus dying on the cross on the third day. And a lot of people are skeptical of these practices, these traditions. And they choose not to celebrate it, the way people celebrate it, and that's okay. People have their own opinions about about Easter and about celebrating this celebrating Jesus dying from the cross, down on the cross, and rising on the third day. A lot of people say he didn't. People get all into Jesus didn't down, raised from the grave on the third day. A lot of people get into that as well. And so it's a lot of different beliefs over the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It's a lot of things. But it's a lot of things that has to do, we often ask the question, what does a Easter bunny, what does a bunny have to do with Jesus Christ? And the answer is it has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. It has to do with other origins. How you doing, Dipto from Bangladesh? How you doing? Oh, it's night here. Yeah. What's up, y'all? Y'all. But yeah, the Easter bunny has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ has nothing to do with Easter. Easter is a pagan tradition, worshiping the mother of fertility, which was Ishtar. And then later on they changed it to Easter. And so it really has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. How you doing, Sean Hayden? And so, that's it's a tradition, that people celebrate. Same thing with Christmas. I didn't want to get into that on this. How you doing, Pavan from India? But yeah, Santa Claus has nothing to do with Jesus. So, a lot of things were mixed up over time. We celebrate certain things at the same time as far as religion is concerned. And I think it's things we have to learn. We can't be so naive. Have you met Santa? Well, I know Santa is not real, so. But yeah, it's a lot of things we misinterpret it because of tradition. A lot of things we keep it because of tradition. And I'm kind of against churches having Easter egg hunts because they're sort of ignorant about, the Easter egg hunt, where it comes from. it comes from Ishtar, about the mother of fertility. That's what Easter comes from, and then they put the resurrection of Jesus Christ on top of that. And so it's a lot of confusion about, Easter and stuff like that. What if he is real? He doesn't want to show up to people like us. But I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But it's a lot, to do with that as far as Santa Claus. I don't, to my knowledge, I don't think he's real. I don't think he's real, Santa Claus. So, if you believe in Santa Claus, that's that's your beliefs. I don't really believe in Santa Claus. But a lot of things are tradition. A lot of things are traditions and beliefs that we believe in. That we've picked up along the way. As far as traditions and stuff like that. I'm from the U.S., but it's a lot of traditions that we learn, throughout time that really doesn't make any sense. But we pick up these traditions and we carry them on throughout life without really researching things for ourselves. We study, we follow things, and I think a lot of churches are learning real. A lot of people are really learning the real meaning behind a lot of these celebrations, like Easter and stuff like that. The church I go to, we switched it to Resurrection Sunday, and so that's how we changed it. Sorry for the wind out here. It's real windy. It feels good though. If you got any questions about Easter, feel free to ask me. But and it even stems from polytheism, Semiramis and stuff like that. There are some really old churches in India you should visit someday. Yeah, I might visit. Yeah, it's windy out here, Queen. Yeah, it's windy out here. Feel good though. There's a lot of things as far as Easter is concerned. Yeah, it's windy out here. You have a great day as well, Quakey King Queen. Also, if you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo. Y'all can put it in the chat if you want to support this channel. Somebody type it in the chat. Open Mind Convo, $ Open Mind Convo. Put it in the chat so people can support this channel. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy Paving. Happy to see another day. Happy to see the sun. Happy to see the trees. What's up, Authentic Talk Podcast? But yeah, a lot of people, they don't really know the importance of Easter. Why people celebrate Easter. The traditions, like I said, it comes from the mother goddess Ishtar. You've joined my channel. Cool. It comes from Ishtar. If you heard of Ishtar, the mother goddess of fertility. That's why they do Easter egg hunts, Easter eggs, because it represents fertility. That's where, you ask the question, bunnies, they don't lay eggs. Bunnies don't lay eggs. And so why we associate that with Jesus Christ, and they don't even go together. That's the same thing with Christmas, celebrating Jesus' birthday, Jesus being born. Santa Claus has nothing to do with, uh, you know, Santa Claus has nothing to do with Christ being born. And so, a lot of these things are traditions. Like the church I go to, my parents, they've learned a lot, and they call it Resurrection Sunday. We don't really know the day, that Jesus died on the cross or rose from the dead. A lot of people say he rose on the Wednesday. Some people say he rose on the Saturday. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of debates that don't even make any sense because we didn't even live back then. So we don't really know the true answer to a lot of these questions that we have about the Bible. We don't really know the true answer to these things, and people get into debates. They get into these deep debates. Yeah, Santa is our Father who brings gifts. Yeah, like you leave the cookies out for Christmas. Of course, your dad is the one that's going to be eating those cookies, or your mom, whoever your adult in the house, your parent in the house. Most of the time, they're going to eat the cookies. And so, there's a lot of things, traditions that we have. Personally, I don't really get real serious about people if they celebrate Christmas or not. I used to be the type that's really religious, but now I'm to the point, until God comes down and tell us what's really, what's up. I'm not really gonna get deep into debate about these things. You gotta be, common sense about this. We have a festival almost every day in Hinduism. Yeah. But it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about as far as religion, as far as these holidays, a lot of these origins that people don't know about as far as these topics. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Hope you're having a great day. We're having a great day out here. But I thought I'd do this video to talk to y'all about Easter. A lot of people, they just go. A lot of people just go with traditions. They take it so serious. I know a lot of y'all, especially Christians, Easter, everybody dress up, in their nice suits and nice dresses for Easter. And, people don't go to church all year, but they go to church on Easter. And everybody had their nice clothes and stuff like that. And, I feel there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like people are so blind from the truth about things. People don't research. They just go with what they were raised in. Yeah, racism is still going on in the U.S. Like Kanye West say, racism's still alive. They just be concealing it. So it's still here. Racism is still in America. Racism is still in America. But yeah. But if you got any questions before I get off, you got any questions about religion, current events, any questions about Easter, the topic I'm talking about, feel free to ask. Like I said, a bunny rabbit and eggs has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Has nothing to do with resurrection. We put these religious things on top of these holidays to make Christians. That was the Romans' objective when putting these holidays together. So people that were religious can celebrate these pagan holidays as well, like Christmas. We too feel bad when black people, get degraded. It hurts my appreciate that. Really feel what black people go through, not only in the United States but throughout the world. A lot of racism. as far as black people. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things we're ignorant of in the world. A lot of things we don't discover. But if you're out here, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel as well. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I thought on this channel I'd probably just do lives on this channel. So really, we studied about Nelson Mandela. Cool. I gotta study more about Nelson Mandela myself. I don't know a whole lot about him. I heard some bad things about him. I heard some good things about him. So I can't judge. I can't judge him. But if you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo. If you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo. If you want to put it in a chat, $ Open Mind Convo. If you want to support. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. You should see my. You really need to know about Nelson. Yeah, I need to study about him. Let me know who else in here. I see 4 people in here. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. Give me a thumbs up. If you got any questions about Easter, feel free to ask me a question. And appreciate y'all for watching. Just out here enjoying this beautiful breeze by the water. Got the water right here, a little pond. So just enjoying this beautiful weather out here. Okay. Cool. All right, have a blessed night. Have a great night. All right. But yeah. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for joining this live. You know, I try to teach up here too as well. Teach, some things. Okay, cool, Paven, Kamar. But I think it's a lot of things that people got to learn as far as religion, as far as traditions and stuff like that. Because like I said, people are so ignorant about things. And so again, even if you have any questions after this live about Easter, feel free to ask me. After this live, again, appreciate y'all for watching. Also, if you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo. It's in the link as well in my bio. So again, appreciate y'all for watching.